The debate over abortion often intersects with religious beliefs, particularly those derived from the Bible. This video explores what the Bible says about abortion, providing insights from both sides of the debate. It is crucial to understand how each side uses biblical text to justify their stance, even though the Bible does not explicitly say anything about abortion. This silence has led to varied interpretations, with different groups aligning their views with biblical principles. The ancient context of the Bible is essential to understanding why abortion might not be explicitly addressed. The absence of direct references to abortion in the Bible has created a canvas for both opponents and supporters of abortion rights. People turn to various biblical passages that, while not directly addressing abortion, touch upon related themes. This interpretive flexibility underscores the subjective nature of using the Bible in modern debates about abortion. Opponents of abortion often draw upon biblical texts that emphasize the sanctity of life before birth. One frequently cited passage is Psalm 139, verses 13 to 16, where the psalmist speaks of being knit together in the mother's womb. Another significant argument is based on Genesis 1, verse 27, which states that humans are created in the image of God. Also, the idea that God has a plan for each individual, as seen in Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5, further supports the belief that life begins at conception. Moreover, the story of John the Baptist in Luke chapter 1, verse 41, who leaped in his mother's womb, is cited to illustrate the presence of life before birth. These scriptural interpretations form the crux of the argument that abortion is fundamentally against biblical teachings. Supporters of abortion rights also turn to the Bible to justify their stance. One significant passage is Exodus chapter 21, verses 22 to 25, which discusses the consequences of causing a pregnant woman to miscarry. According to this passage, if a miscarriage occurs but the woman is not harmed, the penalty is a fine. Supporters also point to the concept of free will, arguing that it extends to a woman's right to make decisions about her own body. Additionally, there are instances in the Bible where the life and well-being of the mother are given precedence. For example, in Numbers chapter 5, verses 11 to 31, a ritual is described where a suspected adulteress is made to drink a potion that could induce a miscarriage, and this is under the direction of God. These biblical references support the notion that the Bible does not unequivocally condemn abortion and that there is room for a more liberal interpretation. The Bible's silence on the specific issue of abortion is significant and has profound implications for contemporary debates. This absence of explicit mention means that individuals and groups must rely on broader principles and related passages to form their arguments. The lack of a clear directive allows for a range of interpretations, each influenced by personal, cultural, and doctrinal beliefs. This silence invites believers to engage in thoughtful and respectful dialogue, considering the complexity of both the scriptures and the issue at hand. In conclusion, the Bible's perspective on abortion is not straightforward due to its silence on the specific act, but opponents and supporters of abortion rights find ways to align their views with biblical principles. Abortion opponents often cite the sanctity of life and the inherent value of human beings from conception. Conversely, supporters of abortion rights highlight passages that suggest a hierarchy of value, with the woman's life and well-being taking precedence. Ultimately, the Bible's silence on abortion invites a range of interpretations, each influenced by personal beliefs and doctrinal teachings. Recognizing the subjective nature of these interpretations can help foster a more nuanced and empathetic discussion on this deeply divisive issue. Ultimately, the Bible's silence on abortion invites a range of interpretations, each influenced by personal beliefs and doctrinal teachings. Recognizing the subjective nature of these interpretations can help foster a more nuanced and empathetic discussion on this deeply divisive issue. Head to faithfullymagazine.com and look for these articles. If you are pro-life, you must also be anti-racist. What about black abortions, the pro-life movement, and African Americans? Planned Parenthood president admits Margaret Sanger was a white supremacist, and racism, not abortion, birthed the religious right, Randall Balmer argues in bad faith. Just head to faithfullymagazine.com and search for these articles by their titles. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of News with Nicola. I hope this was informative and inspiring and empowering. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.